What is up, guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hit that like button because I would like to know who's watching these videos. Anyways, so this video is going to be a cooking video, and we are doing something I've never done before. It is stuffed shells. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all this. So this is a little dry erase board. I got it from Dollar Tree. I got my to-do list on one side, and then on the other side is the recipe for stuffed shells. I wrote it this morning because I don't want to have to use my phone to look at it, so we're going to do it this way. So basically, I've got my ingredients up top and then the directions on the bottom, and I just wrote it the way I know I can handle it. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. I'm going to wash my hands, but I haven't done anything yet. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands. I'm going to keep y'all on here because this is real life. I got a couple of dishes over here in the sink that I need to wash, but I can do that just yet. So we're just going to go ahead and wash my hands. I think washing your hands before you cook is super, super, super important. I'm also going to, I haven't used this rag yet. It is a clean dish rag. So, alright. Then stop up the sink, add some soap. We're going to go ahead and put these dirty dishes in here. I'm going to wash my hands a second time just because obviously I was touching the dirty dishes. I always wash my hands after I touch clean dishes or dirty dishes just because usually I'm either messing with a baby or eating or cooking. So, and either way, clean hands is something that you need to have no matter what you do. So I'm going to go right in there, and then we'll get a paper towel. Dry my hands off. And then my trash can's actually under my sink, so I use paper towel to open it, throw that away, and then I use my foot to close the cabinet back because I'm not getting my hands back dirty. So now we're going to start cooking, and what I need is a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove my little oven stovetop covers, get those out of the way. And the first thing we need is to boil some pasta. I need about ½ pound of shells. So we're gonna switch out over to the fridge and get my shells out. So, since these are big shells, I'm going to get out my big pot just to be sure that I have enough room. That's all the water I'm going to need in the sink. So we're going to turn y'all around. So I got out 2 of these. One's got just the shells in it. This other one's got the elbows in here too. Let me do that so y'all can see. Got elbows in here, so I'm going to go ahead and get those shells out of there. And I'm not measuring, I'm just winging it, basically. So I'm just trying to get all these little shells out of here. And this can go back in the fridge. Alright. Now, add in the remaining. It's roughly ½ pound. I'm just going to cover the bottom of this pot. I think that should be plenty of shells. Yeah. So just cover the bottom of the pot. I don't want to do 2 layers or anything like that. And then we just add water. So for the sake of this, I'm going to measure out my water. Just so y'all can see exactly what I'm doing. So this first batch is about 4 cups of water. I'm going to do another 4 cups of water. Usually I would just put this over the sink and just put water in it, but I want y'all to know exactly how much I'm putting in here. So, yeah. Now I know these shells will expand even bigger than they already are, which is why I just did a bottom layer. Do about 2 more cups. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up to back to 4 cups just to be safe. I'm just gonna add a little bit more in here. So it's got a total of about 10 cups of water in here. We're gonna add some salt because that will help it cook just a bit faster. At least that's what I think anyways. I could be like completely wrong. But we're gonna put this on the back burner and turn these on to about medium-high heat. I'm also gonna go ahead and reset my oven clock. Alright, and we're gonna set a timer for about 15 minutes. That gives it time to boil. And while that's doing that, we're gonna go ahead and cook up our beef. So we're gonna need a pan or a pot. This is a pan, not a pot, but we're gonna need that. We're gonna add in a little bit of vegetable oil. It says to use olive oil. We don't ever have olive oil. And then it also says to use, I think, a tablespoon. So we're gonna measure. Possibly I'm supposed to add in no, the oil is supposed to go into this one. So we're gonna wipe this out. I thought that was gonna be weird. So I'm just gonna wipe this out. You're adding 1 tablespoon of oil to the noodles so they don't stick. And I'm also going to use this little spoon spatula thing to stir the oil into the water. Even though oil and water do not mix. Okay, so next step is again the beef. So here's our pound of beef. This is all a rough estimate because, again, I do not measure. I'm just gonna go over this just a little bit to make sure it's flat. I'm gonna put this on the stove, on the front, medium-high heat. I think I do everything at medium-high heat. But we're gonna let that cook, and once the beef is, not burned, but cooked, I'll come back on here and I will show y'all the remainder of the recipe. I'm supposed to be preheating the oven right now, but our oven does not take long to preheat, so I'm not going to do that right this second. But now we're going to wait until the beef is cooked, and then I'll be right back. Well, for y'all, I'll be back. For me, it's going to be like 10 minutes. Okay, guys, so everything is still cooking. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off of that because it just wasn't working for what I needed to do right now. But I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys a tip for cooking this if you decide to do this. Stir the noodles very frequently because they are jumbo noodles and you do not want them to stick together or stick to the bottom. So stir them frequently, keep checking on them because you don't want them to get to the point where they are completely cooked through. You don't want them to still be a little hard but not like, you know, uncooked. So just about a minute before they're completely cooked all the way through because you are going to put these in the oven. Also, I want to tell you all the ingredients. So if you do decide you want to make this, you already know what the ingredients are. It is half a pound of shells, or really what you want to do. I didn't do quite half a pound because it's not really, you know, I don't know. I don't measure. So it wasn't really half a pound of shells. I just covered the bottom of my pan, my pot. And then you need 1 large egg. I'm going to be using fresh yard eggs because I have them. Use what you have. I'm also using 2 tablespoons of oil. It suggests olive oil. I don't have olive oil. I have vegetable oil. It works basically the same. So use what you have. Also, just a little tip that I've learned from cooking: drain your grease into another pan while you're cooking your beef. Also, don't season it until the last minute because then you can really be able to tell what your beef looks like, and it keeps everything looking and smelling fresher. Just my little secret, basically. Okay, I'm going to stir my noodles again. I'm getting ready to check those. But you'll need half a pound of shells, 1 large egg, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, olive oil, whatever, 1 pound of beef, 2 cups of tomato sauce, 3 cups of cheese, half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and different seasonings to your liking. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my tomato sauce. I just said spaghetti sauce, but I'm using tomato sauce. It's basically the same thing, right? I'm going to turn this pan off. Everything's cooked at this point. We're just going to see if this is 2 cups. Hopefully it is, but I do not want to get out another can. And it's not quite 2 cups, but you know what? We're going to make it work because that's what we do here. 1 can of tomato sauce is what I'm using. We're supposed to add that in there, and then all your seasonings. into your beef. So you want this to get a little warm. So I'm going to turn that back on just a little bit. Add in all of that yummy tomato sauce. All of that in there. Alright. Now comes the fun part, and that's adding in all of the wonderful seasonings that you love, because this is about what you want, not what everyone else does. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to do, obviously, salt and pepper. I'm not using a lot of salt because I'm about to use meat tenderizer and Creole, and that's got a lot of salt in it. Using a hefty amount of pepper. We're going to use some Creole. This just gives it a kick. We're going to add some meat tenderizer just to make it taste a little bit better. Alright, we're going to add a little bit, like a small tiny bit of onion powder. And a little bit of seasoned salt. Alright, that's all the seasonings I'm adding, guys. You do not have to do anything fancy. Alright, so once that heats up, got everything looking good. Okay, stir the noodles again. Again, our goal is to keep them from sticking to the bottom and sticking to each other. Go ahead and get out one noodle. We're going to check it. Oh yeah, okay, turn that off. I'm going to remove this from the heat because I don't want them to continue to cook. Alright. Next is combine all the cheese and beat an egg to the beef. So we're going to get out. We're not going to waste no dishes. We're going to use a cup to beat our egg. Oh, that's a bad egg anyways. The glory of having yard chickens, some eggs are going to be bad, some eggs are going to be great. So, try again. Oh yeah, that's a good egg. Alright. And we're going to use a fork, just make sure that's all mixed together real nicely. And now we're about to add our cheeses. So we're doing 3 cups of cheese total. I'm going to use a couple different kinds of cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer our beef to a different pot because it's about to have a lot of stuff in there. So I'm just going to add it into a larger pot. Now we're going to add in, we're supposed to combine all that into a bowl. So that's what we're going to do. I'm about to have a bunch of dirty dishes that I'm going to have to wash, but that's okay. Alright, so we're going to get all of our cheese together. We use a lot of cheese in this house, so I have an entire basket dedicated to just that. So add in a bunch of cheese. Alright. Let's get out our measuring cup. And we got 1 cup. It's a little over 2 cups. That's because I'm not going to add quite a cup of this cheese. Alright. That's almost a cup of this cheese, but it's not quite. So I'm using Fiesta Blend and mozzarella cheese. These are my 2 favorite shredded cheeses. I do have some sharp cheddar and some medium cheddar. I do not feel like cutting any of it up or grating any of it, so we're going to do it that way. Put this back in the fridge. And you are also going to need Parmesan cheese, so I got that ready. Yeah, you're supposed to combine all the cheese. And this is supposed to be half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Do not do this recipe if you don't like cheese, basically. We love cheese in this house, so this recipe is perfect for us. Alright, so I'm not going to use anything fancy. I'm just going to use another little fork. Probably could have used the same fork I already used. I'm just going to mix all the cheeses together first. Make sure that Parmesan cheese, the clumps of it, is broken down. Now we're going to add in our beaten egg. Mix all that in. Not sure why the egg, but I mean, not going to argue with it. So we've got 3.5 cups of cheese in here and 1 egg. And we're going to add all of this to our beef. Then we're going to grease a pan. And then fill our noodles with this. And before I cause a huge mess over here, we're going to carefully clean a lot of this cheese up. Okay, so I went and got another spatula to combine all of the cheese with the beef. And now we're going to get on to the next, and that is greasing a pan. I was not supposed to add all of that tomato sauce. Man. Okay. That's alright. We're going to make it work no matter what. So. Alright. I'm going to use some pan spray to grease this pan up. I'm going to use a hefty amount of it. We do not want this to stick to my pan. I'm just going to use a paper towel to make sure I get the sides of this pan very well. Make sure the inside is evenly greased. Alright. supposed to add the tomato sauce, which I used all of it. So we're gonna see if we can't scoop some of it out of that pan to make it work. Nope, it's too thick. Okay. Change of plan. We're gonna do another can of tomato sauce. We're just not gonna add all of it. So some of this is gonna go in the fridge. Okay. While I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a cup, and then I'm gonna cover it with aluminum foil or plastic wrap or something. I don't know yet. Like I said, I'm all over the place right now. I'm gonna do plastic wrap. I hate plastic wrap so much because it sticks to everything, but it does the job. I'm just gonna stick this in the fridge. It'll be ready to use next time, and then we need to get our shells out. So I really should have already had them drained, but I did not do that yet. Alright, I'm gonna go drain my shells. So I'm gonna get started with that part. So we're going to focus our attention this way at this point. All my shells are right here. But we're going to carefully do this. Hopefully it works. Actually, we're going to put our attention back over here. I can't figure out where I want to go. Make sure all the water's over there. We're just going to set it in here because why not? Alright, so what I have to do is take a shell. We're going to get a little small plate. Okay. I don't really need this anymore. But I'm supposed to take a shell. Somehow have it stay open while I spoon this mixture into the shell. Yeah, that's a task anybody can handle. And then once you get that spooned in, you're supposed to carefully place it in this other pot. Okay. I got one done. Let's see if we can do it a second time. Okay. Again. Let's make sure y'all can see very well. Okay, so we got our shell. If you move this thing a certain way, it will try to close up on you. So we're gonna hold our shell open, take a spoonful of this goulash, I guess you can call it, and transfer it into the shell. Just like that. Just like that. That's beautiful. We're just going to continue to do the same thing repeatedly. So I'm going to continue to do this and I'll be back once this pan is filled. Okay, so as y'all can see, all the shells are stuffed. I have already washed my hands and I washed all the dishes up. I was waiting on the stove to preheat. So I'm going to top this with some extra cheese. We are going to do 2 different kinds. Again, instead of 3 kinds, we're just going to do 2 because well, a lot of different reasons actually. But I used every bit of the stuffing. I did not use all of these shells. I had like 2 or 3 extra. So it just all depends on your pan size and how much actual stuffing and stuff that you make. I don't know. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 shells, which is a lot of shells, but hopefully it'll be a good dinner. So again, we've never made this before, so it's going to be interesting to see if we actually like it. I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese to this just to make it super yummy. Alright, I'm going to add all this back in the fridge. And then this is going to go in the oven. I am going to put this glass top on here. It's going to go for 25 to 30 minutes. Alright. We're going to 25 minutes. And then once this is done, we will eat. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make not cooked. Everything's cooked. I hope you all enjoy watching me make stuffed shells for the very first time ever. My hair is a mess at this point, and that's okay. Everything is cleaned. All the dishes are washed. All I gotta do is dry them and put them away. But supper is ready as soon as it finishes baking, and my husband ain't even off work yet. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you like to see more cooking videos like this video and subscribe and stick around a while because I do videos like this all the time apparently. I'll see y'all guys in the next one. Bye guys.